decide which side will be which. I'd assume the winner is more than likely going to want to hop on CT.
Yeah, that typically happens. But while you guys have got another minute or so, make sure if you're on Twitter to follow at Hitbox Live too, and ourselves. Our Twitters are on the side there. I'm Dignitas Stress. With me is Metas, bringing you all the action here for the Hitbox CS Arena. So we'd very much appreciate any followers and all questions and interactions and that sort of stuff. It looks like Wizards are going to take this one because Legia is now on the run. Oh, Legia, you're in trouble.
Yep, and you get a team kill as well. Not that it'll make any difference because, of course, it will be refreshing. And there we go. As you expect, swap comes in. So that's going to be Wizards starting off on the CT side.
It is indeed. Apparently, the skin that we'll be giving away, the non-stat track version, was on stream there for a little bit while we are in the final last bit of warm-up rounds and while we get everything restarted. But you can see the game is getting restarted. That means we are getting ready now to go into our game 2 of the day on Mirage. It's Wizards against Mouz Sports, Germany against Spain. And this is an all-important map for the Spaniards. They need to take this to stay in the Hitbox CS Arena.
Exactly. Could not have put it better myself. They did just play this map against Team Global, and they lost around 16-11, 16-12. So, I hope from a Wizards' perspective, if you have bet on them, they have a better showing this time around. Mouz Sports looking to opt through the apps on B, with Nuki making a nuisance of himself, being a pain in the backside in mid. Just trying to bait it out. Now they're starting to move in. Mason and Chiari, though, are laid in wait. Chris J taking point. Will be jumping down. Here comes Flipping as well from short. So can they stop this onslaught? Spiddy is very nearly taken in the head from Flipping, but he just ducked in the nick of time. He's getting that bomb down as well. So bomb plant and a player to the good. This is looking ominous for Wizards. If they lose this round, it's not going to be looking too great for them after they did take the knife round and elected to go CT side. They're still not pushing onto the bomb. There's Nuki with one. Lowy comes back though, and Spiddy shuts down Flippin in very quick work on top of him. Lowy's all that remains. He's in kitchen, and he has 3 players to find and frag. There's one. Can he connect the dots? The bomb is ticking down this entire time as well. It's not looking too good for him. Chris J's just baiting him across, and there's Legia hiding behind the barrier, and he will get the headshot from behind. So 1-0 to Mouz Sports.
So something that important that happened right at the beginning of that round was, or at least as they were making the push, I believe it was Meisen went to throw an HE into apartments, and it would have been massive, would have been absolutely huge, but Chris J jumped out of the window at the same time the grenade was coming in, so reflected it back outside with it as it bounced out, so actually just ended up tagging Chris J a little bit, and it was the difference between Mouz getting onto site with the health they did, or being half health and easily getting cleaned up, so Mouz got a little bit lucky on the timing.
This time they're looking to push the other apps, the Palace side. Kyrie is just out there, does get a nice headshot. In fact, it wasn't a headshot, it was a wall bang on Spiddy. Goes to show again how terrifying that CZ is on anti-eco rounds. Throwing out the smoke, nice headshot, ping. The dink onto Tabson, who was not expecting that at all. So already they're pretty low. Flashbang comes out from Legia, who's expecting it to go down Shadow, but it wasn't to be. Legia comes out with a quick fire double kill. Awesome work from him. Now his teammates are dropping down. There's Nuki coming in as well. 3v2 in Mouz's favour. Both players are being forced back to CT spawn. Make that just Lowy, who finds himself on 15 hit points. And unless he pulls off a miracle clutch, this is going to be a quick 2-0 to Mouz Sports.
Yep, Nuki in through the side is going to clear that up, but you saw that time Wizards opting for the armor buy there on that second round, and we talked about the differences on Dust 2. That round you can get those early picks through the apartments, and that is exactly what happened, but it wasn't enough because was it Nuki that turned the corner, or Legia that turned the corner and just took 2 instantly? Legia. Really good, just pinpoint precision. Yeah. Knew where they were likely to be, turns the corner, instantly gets the kills, and keeps Mouz in that. And it pushes Wizards on their buy round back one more, and they've actually stacked B this time, so they may be anticipating another kind of fast push here, but smokes are coming out. Mouz aren't going to play into their hands all that early on into the round, and look at the positioning. Nobody is actually really playing A. Musambani is peeking in from time to time, but he's all the way over in jungle, so Wizards get a little bit lucky that this wasn't a repeat from the Palace push, but the push is going to come down short, but it is slow.
Really like the couple of flashes that Mouz threw on A there as well, though. It nearly baited Musambani, but you can see Wizards, they have like this quadratic strange tactic here of all stacking the pillars. And it's just like, okay, you push on B, you're going to get shot at from 4 different positions, but Mouz, they are going to pick up the kill on Musambani, and with that player down on A, they very well could just rush straight into A and plant that. Still no movement from the rest of Wizards. Feel the B push is potentially on. Flippin's been spotted in kitchen, does get headshotted down from Tabson. The bomb will be planted on A, so this is going to be a very, very tough retake for Wizards.
And I mean, this is one of those almost coin flip decisions that some teams will make on an eco, is we're just going to put everybody B and cover all angles and see what we can get from it. Hopefully they push B. They do, however, get a weapon from that. It was an AK going over to Meissen. But they're not really going to push A. However, taking a look at it, Speedy is looking maybe to push out onto B. He gets caught from the side, and now he's under a lot of pressure. Takes one down. Tabson comes through as well. Kyrie will fall, but Mouz lose a couple of players where perhaps they wouldn't have wanted to. Perhaps they didn't need to lose them.
Not a terrible eco around there from Wizards. Yes, they ended up losing, but they got an AK and killed 3 players, so it is somewhat of brief respite for them. They are in a full buy up this time around. Musambani with the AWP just about dead on with how much money he spent in that round. He doesn't have any grenades, but does have full armor. That is going to be nice for him. Expect full buy from Mouz as well. This is a huge round. Wizards won the knife. They elected to go CT side. This is arguably the favourite side as well on Mirage. And so far, it's been one-way traffic. And remember, they are 1-0 down overall in this best of 3.
Ooh, Chris J and Musambani playing a little bit with fire. They're both peering through apartments. Didn't quite manage to catch on to each other, but they did know they were there. So Musambani has swung around now, as has Chris J, actually. Very interestingly, he might have a position here on Kyrie. If Kyrie pushes this with Flippin, they might be in trouble. Chris J, ooh, a little bit off a double, but that was the first kill going in. Did well to get one there while under so much pressure, but that has evened the numbers up. They haven't actually passed that AWP over to anybody else on Mouz, so gonna ride this one out with ARs.
A couple pixels from the double kill that, which should have been massive, but Mouz, again, just starting to peek through the cracks. So that's going to be Flippin dropping to Nookie as he looks at top of Shadow. Unfortunately, wrong timing altogether. And that's going to open up A. It's been planted on as well very quickly from Mouz. So Wizards in all sorts of trouble. Lowy comes round, very nearly gets a headshot. Looking at Spiddy, but he's going to be rushed by Legia. Great reaction to headshot him down. But is it going to be enough? Has the damage been done too much already? Nookie gets his second. Spiddy chimes in with his kill as well. And that's going to be a 4-0 to Mouz Sports. Remember, that was a full buy as well from Wizards. So they're probably going to have to eco. That would take it to 5-0.
Meissen, did he pick up a couple of kills in that round? Because he's actually picked up a Mag 7 this round. So he had a little bit of spare money. He can draw himself into line with the rest of his team. But I think it was Flippin that was caught in shadow there. That was just good timing out by Mouz. The flash expired, but drew his attention upwards because he knew someone was coming through Palace. And from the side, just gets instantly burst down. And ooh, speaking of burst down, Meissen right now got tagged there. Didn't see, was that from a grenade perhaps that came through apartments, or was it Legia tagging him? But
it was a grenade. It
way,
landed on him. He was basically next to Van. It just landed on his head.
Oh man, that hurts, because I mean that's a very common position that we've seen with that Mag 7, is you sit under Van and you just fire up if it's a B rush or a B push, and you can kind of get a kill, maybe 2 at that point. And now Meissen being low, now Lowell being low as well, puts Wizards in a tough spot. Lowell looked like he should have got damage off there, but I think the wall took the brunt of most of that, and Mouz know they've got damage onto a couple of players here.
Not looking good right now for Wizards. We've seen them make bigger comebacks, though. Real nice flick headshot from Lowy with the P250. Still, advantage has to be in favour of Mouz Sports. There's a couple more players fall. That will be Bonnie and Chris J. Both being dropped 6 foot under. They will be silent for this round. That's going to be Lowy getting vanquished from Legia, who chases him around from the side. Another bomb plant from Mouz. And what's been really impressive to me as Legia make short work of Chiari is they've gone for pretty much both bombs equally. They haven't just locked down B every round. They haven't just gone A. They're very open and they're very versatile and quick on their feet as well. I think it's one of the reasons they're being so successful on T side.
Yeah, it's something that Mouz even did on Dust, is just swap everything. Like each round, they're not... They know where their weak points are for Wizards, but they're not just kind of hammering home through one side, as you were saying, and that early damage in the round really punished Wizards very hard on that one, and Lowell got himself that flick headshot. Did some work there, but Lowell, I feel like that kill in mid maybe could have really changed the composure, the complexion of that round, but couldn't quite get it as they darted behind the wall. But this time, we're on the full buy for both sides. And we'll see whether Wizards can get themselves on the board, because they're dangerous to being spiraled out of this series right now. 5 rounds down against Mouz. We saw what happens last time they were in this situation.
Yeah, they got beaten, what was it, 16-5 in the end?
It was close to that, yeah.
So, let's hope there's not a repeat performance right now from Wizards. Come around looks like it's going to be a slow A. But there's a couple of ways that you can deal with this kind of situation, and that's not one of them, getting AWP'd down by Chris J. Wasn't Bonnie peeking? I feel they should probably play really deep. That's the second kill they got now. Fiery just getting crushed down. Players from jungle, player short, player coming from kitchen, but that's going to be more than enough time for Nuki to get this bomb down and then just lock it out as well. The problem is that Wizards keep peeking and they keep dying needlessly at the start of rounds, and as soon as there's a 2-player advantage, Mouz are just pushing in. They are very ruthless, going for the jugular as soon as they see an opening. So Wizards, they either need to play deep or they need to try and play aggressive in a way that catches Mouz off guard.
Look at how confident Mouz are though. Speedy's going to push. Doesn't go into apartments. Lowell heard 2 sets of footsteps, wasn't sure which one was coming first, and it was actually the second as Nuki pushed through. Now they've got this crossfire set up, flipping let loose a little bit early there. Flash comes through, Mason picks up 1. Speedy's going to turn the corner, doesn't get the spray down. Flippin picks himself a second, but talking about defending on the sites, I mean, if they were to go a little bit deeper on A, they're kind of in a situation where Mouz can easily smoke off all of those deep kind of entrances from jungle and CT, which normally isn't a problem, but Mouz have been holding the site so strong. They've been holding bomb sites on both maps so very strong, and the retake just hasn't been as good for Wizards. They haven't looked as composed, so it's difficult if they were to go deep like we're suggesting, but it is an option. It's something that Wizards just have to tighten up a little bit on.
This is the problem you're seeing again. I just switched to Spiddy to see Mason pushing through at that stage. There's no need to do that. You've now lost your life. They know there's going to be at least, well, at the most 1 player on B. And that's just a free bomb site again for Mouz. And it's these strange situations. You need to choose one or the other. You either start playing aggressive and trying to catch them off guard, or you just dig in deep and you wait for them to come to you. But doing a bit of both, I mean, that is just a death sentence. And that's the reason they're currently 6-0 behind and soon to be 7-0.
Oh man, Musambani, I thought he had that. Had Chris J's head in his sights. Chris J jumps out from Palace. There's a lot of pressure on Musambani now because they want that AWP away. Look at how Mouz are controlling the defense. They have Wizards pushed all the way into Palace, and this is just how confident Mouz are right now. They've boxed them in, no chance of a defuse, and now it's Musambani left alone. Speedy comes around the corner, will get popped down. The round goes to Mouz, but the AWP stays alive. Very importantly from Wizards, but they're 0-7 in rounds now.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about before, that Mouz are just so damn ruthless. As soon as they get a lead, they are forcing it. As you say, they are full of confidence right now, just surging through their veins and not giving a great deal of respect to Wizards. And off this performance, you can see why. Because they're just pushing and they're not really being punished. And Mouz have made a couple mistakes as well. They've kind of pushed bomb sites when maybe they would have been punished against a team that was a bit more static in their defence. But there's Mouz and Barney, picks up the first, so this could be the start of an epic comeback. And if I think back correctly, was it FM Esports Toxic that went 7-0 up against Wizards and then ended up losing the half 8-7?
It was, yeah. That is...
So they've pulled these kind of comebacks away before.
I'm trying to think, was it, or was it the other game?
I'm pretty sure it was. I think it was on this map as well. And it was the other way around, though, that FM took a 7-0 lead on CT side.
Yeah, I think you're right on this one. This time, though, they've got that opening pick. But what can they do with it? Something I wanted to look at was... we talked about them pushing sites. I'm not sure whether the communications actually was there in that previous round, because they'd kind of pushed out on A and knew that there wasn't anybody immediately rushing them. So there's no point in rushing through B apps like that, because you know there's likely someone there. However, back to this round, Tabson has taken down Lol. Legia will take Kyrie as well, and the numbers have quickly gone back in favour of Mouz, and out from jungle comes Tabson. They've got in behind the lines of Wizards and onto the site. The plant goes down. Meisen drops from CT, and it's a repeat performance. Mouz had a little bit of a disadvantage to begin the round. Wizards just couldn't hold it.
And, you know, there's two ways of looking at this. One is saying Wizards' defense is lackluster, but another, and to be fair, where I probably sit more, is that Mouz have just been playing phenomenally well. Yeah, they're going to get the last first one to Mouz and Barney, take down the AWP, but they have just been so fluid. This is going to be a strange analogy, but bear with me. I think it was Bruce Lee that said, "Be the water." And to me, that's exactly what Mouse Sports are doing right now. They're just filling in the cracks where they need to. Towson's push through window was sublime there, because as soon as he got his kill, he could come around from the side, shoot them in the back, easy A plan, easy round. And that's, for me, that was in a nutshell how Mouse Sports' attack has been throughout.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you on that. Mouse have been looking as strong as we've seen Mouse previously. But Wizards, oh, they will once again open up with the first kill of the round. But can they make it work for them? Smokes are out over mid. Wizards have a lot of people here, but there's the spray down. It's a 2v2, 2-4-2 overall in that situation. Speedy got Musambani there, and Musambani would have probably... I'm a little bit surprised he dropped on that one, but... Again, God, that was a sublime grenade. Lol down half health from that grenade. And Wizards had the advantage. Now Mouz are a little bit in control. You can see Chris J just checking his corners here through B app. Speedy's out on his own. But they are going to regroup onto B site, and Wizards don't exactly know where the bomb is. They don't have the information, so they're gambling that it's headed towards A, and it's actually the other side of the map. They're in a very tough spot. They're going to have to go 1-1.
And it surprises me that neither of them would move to B until now, but Mason, to his credit, is going into kitchen. They've heard the footsteps, heard the flashes, heard the smokes. They know it's now on B. That will be Lowy making his way across as well. So 2v2, advantage firmly in the T side, especially as that is going to be Mason getting dropped by Spiddy. And it's all down on Lowy. I think he's been spotted as well. They know he's around short, so Flashbang comes out. Chris J does tag him, I think, there. And just weakens him down to 70%. Here comes the molly. And Chris J picks up the pieces. 9-0 to Mouse Sports on T side of Mirage. And if you cast your mind back, Wizards won the knife round. They went CT side.
They did. You're completely right on that. That molly right there meant there was nowhere to go. Or the only place was into Chris J's sights. And I mean, I'd love to bring you a little bit more on some in-depth defensive analysis here out of Wizards, but Mouz are just ripping them apart right now. And there's not really that much that can be looked at. Wizards once again setting up quite aggressively over A site, and they haven't heard anything yet, so this time, hopefully, Meisen won't push, because they haven't heard anything on A, but he's going to push anyway. This time, nobody's there in apps to greet him.
This is one of the best attacks I think I've ever seen in Mirage, though, from Mouse Sports. The Wizards, they've looked average, but that's only because of how well Mouse Sports have been playing and how much they've been punishing any small mistakes that Wizards have made. So the Spaniards are feeling full force, the German team. Barney just coming back to jungle. So they're playing a bit deeper this round, which I quite like. It may not pay off for them. Legia is going to get the upper hand on Lowy. And with that pick in mid, that gives a lot of information as well to Mouz. And the fact that he's dead, they can now pick and choose between which bomb site they want. Flippin coming around from the back, he's not going to find out much. Again, slow and steady wins the races. But he can pick up this kill. A's totally clear. There's Chiari though. He will take it down. Was heavily tagged up in the process. 20 HP remaining. Nuki knows where he is. Can he finish off this kill? There we go. Picks up one, picks up two. Sublime work from him. And he pulls it back to a 3-on-2 in their favour. Leggy is going to take down Mouz and Barney in the backside. And now it's all on Mason. I do not fancy his chances, but he has to clutch this if Wizards want a chance. There's the first.
Chris J walks in with his back turned. Legia is going to even that one up. And that was a little bit better. Look at how much health Mouz didn't have left. They had two players very low. Wizards were defending deeper. And they got the picks. Kyrie took one down in Palace, but ended up falling from it. But, I mean, maybe that's the ray of hope. The ray of sunshine. Wizards are so far down on the round counter that their economy is still good enough to be buying Famus just about every round. This is a faster push out of Wizards into Palace though, so they did hear Speedy there. They have to kind of backtrack just in case it's coming through ramp, but Musambani is pretty close to that.
These are must-win rounds, and even if they worked in the next 5, they're still in a terrible position. Tabson, though, is saying, no way, Jose, we want to finish this one out 16-0. Spiddy's coming in as well, gets a nice headshot on Kyrie. Listen, Barney, he's trying his best this game. I kind of feel sorry for the guy, because he's been putting down nice frags, but it really is a drop in the ocean at this stage. Chris J could be getting up a hand, and no scope on Mason just gets popped. And he will not be playing any further part. It's all on Flippin. There's a molly to his right. There's a headshot coming through from Tabson anyway. And that will indeed be the 11-0. Could we see a 16-0? I think the way Mouse has been playing, it's definitely possible.
I mean, it's not something that I'd like to see as a fan of CS and wanting to see close games, but as for how this series has been controlled by Mouse, they got the map that they wanted on the first map choice from the veto. This is Wizards' chosen map on Wizards' chosen side, and they're 11-0 down. This time they're going to change up what they're doing. They're going to send 2 up mid, but this leaves A kind of vulnerable. You can look, it's only Flippin in Shadow that is on this A site. Finally they're bringing Lowell over to the site as well, but smokes are coming out from Mouse. Incendiary into Shadow. Oh my goodness. Flippin just roasts alive. And Tabson picks up the kill. And it's the onslaught from Mouse coming through. They drop the A defender. Speedy picks himself up a double. And the position on the map has been swapped because Kyrie and Musambani are going to have to push in past Chris J. He's already got one. Can't quite get the second, but they know exactly where Kyrie is. Kyrie is going to run with the AWP.
I have no idea what you could possibly do if you're on Wizards' side right now. They've tried everything. They've tried playing aggressive, didn't work. They've tried playing deep, didn't work. And now Kyrie, let's swap the orb. He's trying to make some big plays happen. He picks up 2. He's unfortunate not land the last one. In fact, he picked up 4 that round, so it would have been an ace, even though the bomb would have exploded anyway. But still, kudos to him. 12-0. I can't remember seeing Mouse playing this solidly, Stress, for quite some time. This is all of them on form. They're all in the zone right now.
And then you look on the side of Wizards. At the bottom of the scoreboard, 3-10 on Flippin. Mason, 5-10. They just aren't scoring points at all. Even when they're doing okay, they're just not really pulling weight. Kyrie gets himself Legia, but Legia took out Musambani at the same time, and it's a tough spot to be in. Chris J peers out of Palace, gets the AWP through the smoke on Kyrie, judged where he was. Flippin will fall as well. And it's a 3 versus 2. The rotator's on. Meisen is going to catch Nuki with the bomb in his hands, but Speedy was there to body block a load of the shots. Smoke comes out, and it's a 2 against 2. This could be one of the better spots here for Wizards, but Lowell has given his position away, and that's all Chris J needed to see. It's a 2 versus 1. Meisen's going to come around the side. They still think he's down in CT, so Nookie goes for the plant. We'll have the vision on Meisen. It's a 1 versus 1. Chris J moves to the open, picks up the kill. Balls of steel from Chris J there, and it's not the first time we've seen that from him today.
Yeah, and another reason why you start to see these more aggressive plays from Mouz is because the pressure's nearly off them. They've won the first map, they're 13-0 ahead at the stage, obviously 12-0 when Chris J pulled that play off. But it's almost like, even if we do lose these next rounds, guys, does it really matter? You know, we're going on to CT side, all we have to do is win the pistol round and we're in great shape. So that really frees up the likes of Chris J, who himself was a confidence player, to just run rampant. Like, he doesn't really care anymore. And you see there, just awesome shooting across the board, picking up kills when they matter. Spiddy's gone in and got a kill. And the defense of Wizards is just negligible. Spiddy walked into A, he waltzed into A and shot Kyrie in the back. Like, if that doesn't tell you about what's going on for Wizards, I don't know what does.
Oh man, they're just falling apart. I don't know whether there's no communication between them anymore, or whether they just really can't build anything here, but round on round, they're just giving the sights, and it's 14-0. And they're past the point, really, that any kind of plays that they were holding back, if they wanted to bring them out, would really save them. Because you look at this, and Mouz Sports were a pistol round away from winning this. If they get the pistol round, it is, even if Wizards get this, it is pretty much over here. Chris J peering through apps. Meisen's going to push him. Doesn't get punished for it yet. Chris J actually took some damage, jumps up, so Chris J is going to know exactly where Meisen is. Oh, he's playing with fire here, and this is... Flippin' finally gets themselves the first on the board for this round. Here comes Mouz pushing through apps. They've been a little bit stalled out here. Tabson will pick up Lowell. Shouldn't really have been able to get that there, but Mason's standing on the van. He's been smoked out. Can't see anybody from Mouz, and he's peering at about 4 of them. The luxury of X-Ray allows us to get that. The team kill out by Speedy onto Chris J. Doing more work than Wizards perhaps have done in the past 14 rounds, but it's Musambani left. He's on the site, but the rotate's just going to come through from Speedy, and we've seen this position before. Mouz have the numbers. Musambani only has himself a FAMAS, and that bomb is going to go down with 24 seconds left to the round.
It will indeed from Spiddy. Nookie is hiding around the window room. He's been spotted by Musambani. Here comes the flash. This could be the end of the half, and there we go. Easy peasy for Nookie and Mouz. 15-0 of the half. And you know what? Credit to Wizards. Real credit. Kyrie, good half, guys. Well played. To say that after you've just been battered 15-0, mad props to these guys.
Can't tell whether it's sarcasm, but they are the good halves are coming out, so we'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that one. I think if that was me playing, I would be somewhat sarcastic in my delivery of that one. Still sportsmanly,
better than
but
what
sarcastic.
We see from FM, just like cursing and raging at the opposite team. Like, at least they're being... I don't know if it is legit or not, but even if they are being sarcastic, at least it's a bit of fun. A bit of fun and games for them. 15-0. It's incredible to think this has been a best of 3. This does not seem to have been that. In fact, I would go ahead and say our Fnatic Mouz overtime, like double overtime, probably lasted longer than these 2 games combined.
Yeah, I would agree with you. But can Wizards do the unthinkable? Oh, they've turned their back. Legia lets him survive for another couple of seconds, and the numbers are even, but there's Wizards taking the advantage. Can they do this? Can they not only take this round, but can they do a 15-0 after being 0-15 down? They're on the board, guys. It's 15-1.
They got some of their pride back. So at least they're like, okay, guys, we didn't lose in a clean sweep. It's not going to be 16-0. Whether they to answer your question, no. Just I don't think they're going to win the
If they do now, you are going to eat those words.
I will.
You are going to.
I'm pretty confident, but I stand by what I said. I would be amazed if they win 14. They might get 3 or 4 rounds here.
If we've got time, can we get a poll? I know this is like right down to the end of it, but so Wizards have themselves the weapons this round. They've got themselves the numbers because Tabson has fallen to begin with. This was again the armor buy out from Mouz on the second round, and it's already got them 1 kill. Can they build from it? 6. Well, I don't know what 6 was there. That was Chris J's number that I was about to push. I'm going delirious in this. I want this pole. But, oh, it's a mountain. It's a mountain to reclimb here, and Mouz, no, they have a lot here. Oh, the deagle from Chris J. It wasn't a 1 deag, but he got the work done. Turns that corner from window, and oh dear, Wizards. 3 members remain.
That poll, is the comeback real? Yes or no?
I'm going with yes. Oh man, our chat think no. 64%.
This is like a mountain on top of a skyscraper. Like, this is ridiculously...
I want a second here to say who builds a mountain on top of a skyscraper and not the other way around.
Well, that's how hard it is, dude.
Oh, okay, I see it.
There you go. Try and figure that one out, potential architects who are watching. Oh, Kyrie, though, comes through. Amazing, the Kyrie. So the comeback, I don't know. The comeback might be real.
Oh, is it real? I mean, that was a good burst of shooting at the end, and... I mean, now Mouz are on a save. They're on an eco. I mean, how many match points have we got? Is it 13 match points? 13 match points for Mouz. This is like that moment in tennis where it's going to be like deuce after deuce.
Yeah. Just
for like half an hour.
But that's while they've got the eco rounds. As soon as Mouz buy up, things are going to change, I think. I can't see them losing the next 13 rounds. Like, that would be monumental. And Tabson's really trolling Lowy here. He was constantly dipping and diving through the same spot on short over and over again, and Lowy was just spamming. He wasn't able to get that kill.
Chris J has fallen though, and that means A site might be a little bit more open here for Wizards. We're still staying optimistic on the comeback hype train. Lowell and Mason will continue the hype being built. It is Legia and Speedy still on this eco, so it is likely to go in the books for Wizards. Legia up in Palace. Is very low, does get taken down by the grenade as well. The comeback is on. The comeback could very well be real. Do you feel it, Wizards fans?
67% are saying nope. But
well, I will be one of the 33.3 reoccurring percent.
I have also voted yes, because I would love to see it. And also, to answer someone's question, I know this is random, but TBD normally stands for to be determined. TBA normally stands for to be announced. So there you go. Just throwing that one out there for you. Mouz are actually pushing aggressively through the mid right now. It's a body with a nice shot on Legia. Here comes Tabson, though. Need to be careful. With the body still got it up. Oh, he misses the shot, and that could be it. That could be all over for Wizards. That was such a crucial move. Kyrie comes back in, though. Will be taken down from Chris J. All on Mason. He spotted one player. Is tagged down for 56. Here comes the grenade as well. Goes over the top of him. But here comes the counter result. Tabson from the connector, and that's going to be all she wrote. 16-3, the scoreline in the end to Mouz Sports, who move through to the playoff stages. And unfortunately, Wizards will be waving goodbye to you as they are knocked out of the tournament.
They are, unfortunately, but Mouz look very convincing here. So they will advance in the second spot in the group, and will advance to the bracket stage, which will take place, I believe, not next week, but the week after, because next week we have all of the Group B games to play. So, while we've still got you here on the stream, make sure that you head to the Hitbox channel, hitbox.tv/CS Arena. If you're not already here, if you're on an embedded player, click the player. I think it'll take you there. Normally that's what happens, because then you can join in with all of our poll antics. I hope you guys enjoyed our polls today. It's one of my favorite